Good morning, everyone, and a very warm welcome to Jack Stockton's Improver class. It's lovely to see so many of you here, and it's also really lovely to see some students from the beginners class really hanging in there. They've moved up to this class and must be enjoying it because I can see their names each week. And it's wonderful to see people from all different parts of the UK and Ireland and all sorts of other areas. Now, without further ado, we all know that the chat box is just for you to talk to your teacher. If you do have any IT issues, probably the best remedy, the quickest, is to use your welcome email and just log back in with that. But if that fails, please use the click here for support just above me. Now, without further ado, we'll have your teacher down to take your class. Okay.
Morning, Franny.
Hello, how are you? Everyone's complaining about the weather, I see.
Not great over here in England. It hasn't really been a good June at all the last week or two.
Oh,
It's been overcast, cold at time, windy. But it's, getting warmer, I think.
Okay. I'm very interested in... Sorry.
I was going to say the good news is it's good weather for teaching bridge.
And have you noticed, Jack, that the students that you had in your beginners class, quite a number of them have just forged into this class and they're hanging in there, which is great.
They're doing really well, actually, yes. So they've only been learning since last October, coming up to a year.
It's not very long, though. No, it's fantastic.
Yeah, as you say, they're holding their own.
Yeah.
And, yes, we're doing... it was interesting last week, wasn't it? Do you remember I was in the hotel in Oxford?
Oh. You could almost...
You couldn't, first of all, you couldn't see me properly. And then we had people talking in the background. And then I had the cleaner with the Hoover.
I know.
But we got through it, didn't we?
I thought you handled it really well. And one of the students said, "Oh, the voices are following you."
That's right. It was quite funny. I'm back. Glad to be back here.
You're back home.
I'm back here. Right. Yeah. So today, really interesting. We're doing further finesses, and we're doing ducking an ace in no trumps.
Okay. I need that one. So I'll say goodbye, and I'll chat to you a bit later.
Thanks, Franny. See you on the other side. Right. Well, as we say, without further ado, let us get going. 9:32 UK time. Yes, as all of us know, by now you'll know how to take a basic finesse. And it's mainly a low card towards the honour card like that. So the 2 of hearts towards the queen and the 2 of hearts towards the queen in example B. 50-50. Okay, how would you try and make... It's question and answer as always, and with some set hands. How can you try and make all 3 heart tricks there? Let's say you're playing in 4 hearts. And you can be, in all these examples, you can be in declarer's hand or dummy, your choice. Normally is your choice because normally you can get to declarer's hand or dummy in another suit, known as an entry to dummy. But how should you try and play that combination, do you think? Do you start with the king of hearts? Do you start with the 4 of hearts? What do you do? Which hand would you rather be in? So one thing is for sure, we mustn't play from dummy. No, if you play from dummy, you'll always lose 2 tricks. So we start in declarer's hand by playing the 4 of hearts to the king or the queen. I tend to play the higher card, by the way. It's easier for me to remember it's gone, rather than play the queen here. It's easier for me to play to the king, but it's your choice. And then what do, you think? So that wins, by the way. So we start with the 4 of hearts, let's say, to the king, which wins. What next? You're right, Tony. We do want the ace of hearts to be with West. Yeah. We are finessing the ace. We are hoping, as Tony has said, that the ace of hearts is with West. If the ace of hearts with East, we're always going to lose 2 tricks. And a warm welcome if you're, hopefully it's a warm welcome. It's 16, 17 degrees here in Harrogate. For those watching in replay, yeah, and do ask the odd question via the posting page, because you can't ask questions live. So just go onto the LearnBridge online website and you can ask me the odd question about a bridge problem. Yes, and then we repeat it, Kathy. Good. Let's have a look at the answer. So that's the layout. Play 4 of hearts to the king, return to hand, declare his hand in another suit, and lead towards the queen. Good. Quite a tricky one. Improvers do get that wrong. It's all to do with the position of the ace. They'll make their ace, but that's all they'll make. If you make the mistake of playing the king or the queen first, you'll always lose to the ace and then the jack. Good. But if you play towards those 2 honours, you'll make both the king and the queen. Yeah, good. If the ace jack 10 was the other way around with East, of course, you'd always lose 2 tricks. Here's another one for you. Let's be greedy. Let's be ambitious. How can we try and make all 5 heart tricks here? You're going to need a bit of luck, but with a dose of skill as well. I think we all know by now you definitely want to be in declarer's hand. You know. So certainly start off with a small heart. Second player plays low, and from dummy, what is it? Ace, queen, 10, 9, or 8. And we have done a finessing lesson with everyone in this class, by the way. So this is a little bit further finesses, really. But this one here, we go deep. Yes, it's known as the deep finesse. Yeah, sorry, the text is a bit all over the place. But play the 4 of hearts to the 10. Or the 9 or the 8. I mean, I prefer to play to the 10, but that's my choice. And then come back to hand and play another heart to the 9. Which wins, then come back to the hand for a 3rd time and play a heart to the jack of hearts, beating it by the queen. So you can see that poor old West is being finessed big time, and they won't make any of their hearts. Good. That's known as the deep finesse, because you're finessing not only the king of hearts, but the jack of hearts as well. And do remember, those who are relatively new to finesses, there is a 2-page, very instructive worksheet to download from the LBO website, of course. I think you all know where to find that. They won't get their king, Jill, no. You can finesse it 3 times. First to the 10, then to the 9, then to the queen, then finally the ace of hearts takes the king, Jill. Get some cards out and try it at home. They do say don't try this at home, but I'll give Jill permission to try this at home. Let's go into hand 1 on BBO. Put the theory into practice. 20 points. I'm sure we're all going to open 2 no trumps. 20 to 22. And what next for North? Slightly depends on your methods. You've got 7 points. Yeah, it's good to be back home. Always slightly nervous when I go to a mystery location. That one was more mysterious than others. I think it was a small boutique hotel, so there wasn't really much room to have the bridge lesson. Probably could have done it in the bedroom, actually, but that was very small and dark. Well remembered, for those of you who've done Stayman, it's 3 clubs, isn't it? Artificial, asking for a 4-card major. Those who haven't done Stamen, there might be a few of you, we are doing it in a few weeks' time. So that's coming up. But 3 clubs here over a 2 no trump or 1 no trump open. It's an artificial bid asking for a 4-card major. I'll just tell you that in brief. And what's the reply from South? Caroline, better late than never. So yes, it's artificial. We do have in bridge some conventional bids that don't mean what they say. And after 1 no trump or 2 no trump opener, a bid of 2 clubs or 3 clubs is asking for a 4-card major. The reply, if you don't have one, is 3 diamonds. Nothing to do with diamonds, just says I don't have a 4-card major. Well, Ellie's got a good question. Should we have 11 to use Stamen or more? Ellie, 11 plus if I open 1 no trump, yes. 11 plus points for Stamen. We're going to look at Stamen in a few weeks. Over a 2 no trump opening, well, let's ask the field, the students. How many points do you need to use Stamen after I've opened 2 no trumps minimum? Let's put that out there to give the students something to think about. And they are right. The answer's flooding in. It's actually, you take the average, Ellie, of 21. So you only need 4 points. Yeah, so you do Stamen. 4 plus. 0 to 3, you generally pass. And they revert to 3 no trump. Good. Well, 3 no trumps, a very common contract, quite a tricky one. We count our certain tricks. How many have we got? That's the first thing we should do. Then look for the extras. It should only take a few seconds to count certain tricks. I think it's always a good thing to do in no trumps. I always like it when I can plan at trick 1, or even if my bridge partners plan. I don't like it when they play too quickly at trick 1. It means they haven't made a plan. And also, they may not have decided which card to play from dummy. So we have 8 winners, yes. You're right. 4 spades, the ace of hearts, and 3 clubs. We only need 1 more trick. I wonder where it's coming from. We'll look at that in a moment. First of all, do we win with the ace of hearts, or do we, second player, play low duck it? Known as ducking. When you don't play an ace, it's known as ducking an ace, by the way. I do have my duck over there by the windowsill. It's called Slam Duck. I don't know if you want to see Slam Duck. If you do, I can go and fetch her. Later, maybe. No, you don't need to see Slam Duck. Patricia doesn't. Poor Slam Duck. She's offended now. Sitting over there. Anyway. We duck. And what does East return? Having won the Queen of Hearts. Just go back a second. Did you also notice the significance of the 2 of Hearts as declarer? Let's ask that question. Let's just go back in time. Did you notice the significance of the 2 of Hearts? What did that mean about West Heart holding? It meant 2 things. A, it's low for like, means they've got an honour card when you lead low for like. Also, probably more important, they've only got 4 hearts. Okay, so that's important that they've only got 4. It means they can't run away with the suit. What did we say? Yes, what are we returning now? Yes, 4th from an honour rolls, you're right. They can't have 5 cards because the 2 must be the 4th highest. If you don't believe me, try it at home. What does East return? Yes, no more mystery locations now until probably the middle of July, I think. When I go on holiday to a mystery location. Yes, return partner suit, even though it's going to lose. Right. We mustn't switch though. No, without naming any names. No, they won't be sneaky, Andrew. Pretty much you'll find everyone leads the fourth highest. Otherwise they'd be upsetting their partner. Lying to their partner, which is not something you want to do at bridge. At the bridge table, or in real life, for that matter. We don't switch though, no. One or two of you wanted to switch. No, return partner's suit, even though it's going to lose to the ace. Because if partner gets in again, they've got two winners. Now, what card do we play from dummy at trick 3? Nearly always right to return partner suit in no trumps. If you don't, they get a bit hot under the collar. Animated caption. So what do we do now? We need one more trick. Either we've already counted 4 spade winners. No, so not spades, because we've already got 4 spade winners. The clue is finessing. So yes, our only chance of a 9th trick is the diamond finesse. Well done if you spotted that. So immediately go for extra tricks first. I mean, you could cash 4 spades, but I don't think it's really going to help you. We play the 2 of diamonds, second player play low, and we rise with the king, and we keep our fingers firmly crossed. Because if we don't win the king of diamonds, we're going to go about 2 down at least. Hooray! Happy days. It would have spoiled the party, wouldn't it, if the ace of diamonds won? So 50-50, and most of your finesses do work when you play with me online. Not all of them. Right, so now we have the extra trick. Let's not hang around. Cash our spades from the top. And which one do we play from dummy? Yes, let's not take our eye off the ball. Talking of which, I was watching a bit of the World Cup football last night for the first time. It's quite entertaining. But yes, let's not take our eye off the ball. You need to overtake with the queen. Good. Because then, otherwise the suit would be blocked. Blocked. Cash the 10 of spades. And just take our club winners. Yep, let's run for home like a hare. We turn into a hare now, of course, taking our certain tricks. And we concede the last 3. We're not making any more. So I'm just going to claim just making there. 400. Yeah, good job well done. You did have to be brave to take that diamond finesse early on. It was the only chance of a 9th trick. Right, back to the classroom. The virtual classroom. Right. How can we try and make 3 heart tricks here? Not going to be easy. We are going to need some luck. A dose of luck and a dose of skill. We all know we need to start with the Clara. Yeah, that's a given. So we start with a small. Second, the person will play low, as they do. Which one from the dummy? I'll give you a clue. It's related to a book by Peter Benchley. Oh, no. Sorry, no. Peter Benchley wrote Jaws, didn't he? I was thinking of The Deep. I can't remember who wrote that book. About a giant eel, wasn't it? Do you remember? It was made into a film. The Deep. A giant killer eel. But I've no idea. I can't remember who wrote The Deep. Maybe you can help me. But yes, we need to go deep again here. Should we have a look? Play to the 9. Good. Or the 8. Yeah, your choice. And that loses to the queen. But here you see you're finessing the king, the queen, and the 10. Melanie thought it was a squid. Could be, Melanie. I might have to Google that one because you've sown doubt in my mind now whether it was a squid or a giant eel. But yes, back to the bridge. We're playing low to the 9, which loses the queen. As I said, we're just finessing the king and the queen, but also, crucially here, we're finessing the 10 of hearts. So low to the 9 loses the queen. We'll get back in again probably and play the 3 of hearts. Second player play low to the 8, which wins the trick. Finally come back to Declarer's hand for the 3rd time and play the 4 of hearts to the 10 and the jack. Yeah. You will make 3 heart tricks on that layout there. That rather fortunate layout, but crucially going into the 9 or the 8. That is more difficult. Quite a few improvers get the fear on that one. It's all about knowing the suit combinations, experience, the E word I like to use. So important. Okay, different combination here. We're playing in hearts. I'd like you to try and make 3 heart tricks here. You're never going to make all 4, be impossible. What's our best chance of making 3 heart tricks here? What is the finesse position? Maggie's right, actually. It was Peter Benchley. Yeah, well done, who wrote the deep. Well done, Maggie. We are playing... Right. We are playing towards the queen here. So the 2 towards the queen. So play the 5 of hearts for the ace, maybe, just in case there might be a singleton king. Let's look at it, show you the answer. Yeah, ace of hearts first, just in case West has a singleton king. That's known as a safety play. But then the 2 of hearts, crucially, towards the queen. Yeah. The improver's mistake here is to play the queen of hearts first. That'll never work. Because second player would always cover with the king of hearts. Cover an honor with an honor. You'll always lose 2 tricks. So your finesse position here, well done if you got it, because it's harder, is a small one towards the queen. East might take their king, but either way, the queen of hearts is always going to win 50-50. As long as East has the king, of course. If West had king jack 10, then we always lose 2 tricks, however hard we try. Good, slightly harder that one. Ducking an ace in no trumps. Well, it's nearly always right to duck an ace in no trumps on the first trick as declarer. If in any doubt, duck twice. Because that's normally the right thing to do. Quack, quack. There, a couple of ducks, look. So, you're playing in 3 no trumps. As south, 5 of clubs has been led. Low one from dummy. East plays the queen of clubs, let's say. Would you win with the ace of clubs, or would you duck? Emma's got a question. What are the rules for safety playing an ace first? There aren't any rules, Emma. Really just the E word. Experience tells you when to play the ace first. But I haven't got... Yeah, there'd be too many examples to tell you about just now. It's not essential, Emma. Yeah, it's rarely do you find a singleton king, so I wouldn't worry about it too much. If at all. Right, duckers. Ducks and chucks. Yeah, so here we duck with the 3 of clubs. They'll come back another club, of course, and we duck again. There you go, that's the full hand. So interesting there. some of you might be wondering why you duck an ace in no trumps. I wouldn't do it in a trump contract. That could be very bad for your health because you might get your ace trumped on the second or third trick. Jill, no, we're covered in the other three suits, you see. If they switch to another suit, we're covered in diamonds, hearts, and spades. So ducking is absolutely fine. Don't let it put you off ducking. But the reason we duck, Caroline, is yes, it cuts off communication. Look, there's a pair of scissors. Yeah. So listen, what we do here is we duck the club and win it on the third round. All right? And immediately we go for diamonds for our extra tricks. Okay, by playing to the king of diamonds. East wins with the ace of diamonds, but guess what? Has no clubs to return. You severed the communication by ducking. So they would come back a spade. You win with the ace of spades and cash all those lovely diamonds. 10 tricks. So Madeline, I hope that's answered your question. Madeline, if you need more information, you can always put into Google later, why do you duck an ace in no trumps? But it's in the notes that I give you to download as well, the worksheet. Just contrast with that, some beginners and maybe one or two improvers would win the ace of clubs first time round, yeah, and they're toast because now they lose to the ace of diamonds with East, and East has got a club to return to West's king queen, so you're at least one down. Yeah, you sever the communication. You don't really need to know why you duck an ace, but will make life easy, I think, if you do. If clubs were 4-4 against you, it wouldn't matter. But if they're 5-3 or 6-2, your ducking has become essential. Good. I think we've got the message. Let's play hand 2. On BBO, one I prepared earlier. It's a one spade opening. Would you overcall 2 diamonds on the west hand? Yeah, it's fine to bid 2 diamonds. Yep, good 6-card suit with 2 honours. 8 or more points is what you need to overcall at the 2 level. It's a rough guide. 2 spades by North. East is far too flat, really, to bid 3 diamonds there. And what do we bid now as South? 18 points. $18 points. Yeah, 18 we can bid to 4 spades. And the opening lead, I'm sure you're going to lead the king of diamonds. Lizzie H changed her mind just in time. Okay, so thank you, partner, for the dummy. Counting losers. How many losers have we got here, do you think? Something I like to do for the intermediates and improvers. Slightly more advanced technique, counting losers. Some of you may not be able to do it right now. Might take a few weeks or a month or 2 to get into it. But I like to count losers in trump contracts. Not no trumps. Different strategy. And generally 4 level and above. Difficult to say exactly how many losers we've got here. But I would say potentially, just waiting for the answers to come in, potentially 5. So we've got the diamond, queen of diamonds to lose, the ace, king of clubs, a heart, if they don't divide 3-3. If hearts are 4-2, we've got a heart loser. And potentially a spade, depending on the finesse there. So yes, 5 if we're really unlucky. So it's difficult. Well, it's difficult. It's impossible to count losers precisely on this hand. Right, so I wouldn't bother ducking an ace in trump contracts. What card do we play from dummy at trick 2? By the way, we have got some new technology on Monday morning with the intermediates where I can hide the cards from East-West. Makes it more difficult, challenging for them. Certainly would do on some of these hands. I think we might give you a prototype hand in the next week or two. We're just beta testing it at the moment on Monday mornings. All right, yes, we must draw trumps. And without looking at the other cards, which card would you play here as South? But yes, I do have the facility to hide East-West cards, which does make it harder and more realistic. I think we'll try one out, Ellie, yes, in the next week or 2 or 3. See what you think of it. Queen or Jack. Remember, I tend to play the higher card. It's my choice, but it's easier for me to know that it's gone. But the Jack is the same. Right, well, winning finesse. What do we do next? What card should we play next from Declare? Yes, it would be definitely more challenging and more realistic to hide East-West cards here. Because it's, it's impossible not to look at them when you can see them on the screen. Yes, we need to get back to dummy. Well done. To repeat the finesse. Sure you're all going to put in the knave here, so I'm going to do it for you. And, yeah, as expected, you win the spade finesse. And now we can see if the hearts divide evenly. Noting that they've dropped, well, they're about to drop, 3-3. So the 4 of hearts is a winner. A length winner, we call it. Should we chuck that diamond away? No, Andrew, definitely right to finesse when you're missing 4 cards in the king. We have an encouraging 8 of clubs signal, shall we? High encouraging, low discouraging. That says partner leader club, if you get in. But we can now play the Jack of diamonds, look. Roughing in dummy, which is rather nice. And we just give up. Clubs at the end. We're going to make 11 tricks. There we go. 450, actually 650. We're vulnerable. Courtesy of 2 winning spade finesses. And the hearts being 3-3. We just have to count the hearts out, of course. Rather like counting trumps. Let's go back to the classroom. It wants me to play some more hands. Yes, we're going to be playing some more hands. What fun. Here we go. So, let's move on to hand 3. Yes, mainly about playing hands on BBO when we're doing Declare Play lessons. 16 points. Open the higher ranking suit 1 diamond. West not strong enough to bid 1 spade with 4 points. Okay, what's South's rebid here with 16 points? Yes, one thing you mustn't do is support the clubs. No, much better to show your balanced hand here, your points. Yeah, 15, 16, playing traditional methods. Yeah, it's a more accurate description of your hand. You don't really want to play in clubs here. So 2 no trumps is 15, 16 balance, and partner raises to 3. And the opening lead, I don't need to ask you that, it's the 4th highest of longest and strongest. We'll never play too quickly at trick 1. I'm doing some planning. Hopefully you are too. I've counted my certain tricks. I've analysed the lead, it's 4th highest. Richard's got a good question. He's saying, isn't partner taking a risk with spades? The short answer, Richard, is no. I think you're talking about North here. No, you're just doing it on point count. If you know you've got 25 points, just bid to 3 no trumps. You don't need to have cover in every suit. Otherwise, you'll never end up in 3 no trumps and you'll miss game a lot. So good question from Richard. The only time you need a stopper, Richard, is if the opponents have bid spades. Then either North or South would need a stopper. You know, an ace or a king, but otherwise, no. Just doing it on point count. Right, we have 5, 6, 7 certain tricks. But Houston, we have a problem. Let's just play. Third player play high, and we duck. Right, Houston, what do? We can't afford to lose the lead. That's for sure, because they'll get in with their spades. So what card do we play now at trick 3? We're into Clara's hand, aren't we? We do play a club, you're right. To get to dummy. Now what card do we play from the dummy? How are we going to make those extra tricks? And the problem here, normally we would go for the diamonds. Okie dokie. Normally, the longest, wouldn't we? But, and there is a but, if we lose the lead to the ace of diamonds, which we will, they'll get in with their spades and take us 1 or 2 down. So our only chance of honey, extra tricks, is the heart suit. Good, well spotted. This ace, queen, 10 are very valuable. Second player play low. And which heart do we put in now? Queen or 10, clearly not the ace. We need 2 extra tricks here. We are going to need some fortune. But fortune, as they say, does favour the brave. It definitely does in bridge terms, yeah. It's a big risk, Richard, but it's our only chance of making this contract, is to hope that the king and jack are with east. And wouldn't this be so much more challenging, by the way, if I'd hidden the east-west cards? More instructive for you, I think, as students. You know, if I'd hidden the east-west cards, you didn't know where the king and the jack are. Here, it was obviously easier to know to play a heart, because you could see where the king and the jack were. We'll try that. We will try that. I'll have a word with Bashir to see what you think of our new technology. We'll do one hand in the next few weeks. But yes, we are hoping that the 10 wins. Ta-da! It is hard not to look though, Jill, yeah, at the other cards. B, who also comes on Monday, says the new format with hidden cards is great. Yes, we've improved it. It was under construction. We had a few tweaks. Right, so what do we do next? We go back to dummy. Be careful with these clubs, but there we go. Yeah, go back to dummy, and I'm sure you're all going to suggest playing another heart, because we know it's going to win. Known as a marked finesse, by the way. Oh, Richard's got a good question. Doesn't understand why hearts was the obvious choice. I wouldn't say obvious, Richard. Nothing's ever that obvious in bridge. That's why I always make that clear. But the thing is, on this hand, you couldn't afford to lose the lead. If you lost the lead to the ace of diamonds, they take all their winning spades and you're toast. And if you play a diamond, 100%, you would lose the lead to the ace and go down. By playing on hearts, you're giving yourself a 25% chance that the king and jack are with east. Right. I can't say any more on the subject. But if you really don't, fully understand, then put all the cards out yourself or try replaying it. This one you can use in replay, actually. Can you? No, another one. Right, so hang on a second. We now need to play the king of clubs to unblock the suit. Ten of clubs, overtaking with the ace. Ooh, let's have a signal, shall we? Good practice, put in a signal. A high diamond says partner leader diamond. And our nine of clubs, look, is the setting trick. Just finish off. The ops take their spade winners. But we have made 9 tricks. It was difficult, that. I don't think many improvers and a fair few intermediates would make that hand at the table, especially when the cards are hidden. That would be my guess. I think many would go down in that. They wouldn't have the, should I say, confidence to take that deep finesse in hearts. But well done you for doing so. Let's play another hand on BBO. All about playing cards today. Very instructive, these boards. Oh, just a quick, well, before we do, 7, 10, 18, it's 1 spade. And what's your response from North with 7, 8, 9 points? I can think of 3 bids you might make here, but 1 is correct. And 2 are incorrect. Just what's coming up next week, before I forget, where are we? Ooh, very exciting next week. We're bidding slams with balanced hands. So 6 no trumps will be on the menu. So that's going to be a bit of fun. Bidding to the dizzy heights of 6 no trumps. So all about slams with balanced hands. That's next week. For the slightly more experienced, I would say of this class, we're doing a difficult lesson on Monday with the intermediates. That's splinter bidding. That's a more advanced convention. Similar to the Jacoby 2 no trumps, Roman key card, Blackwood, etc. So there's an advanced convention Monday morning if you fancy learning splinter bids, but they are quite tricky. Caroline, you're right. We could bid 2 spades here. We could bid 1 no trump, or we could bid 2 clubs. The right answer is 2 clubs. Yeah. Well, we passed the rule of 14, you see. If we bid 2 spades for this, we might bid game. We're too good for 2 spades with that lovely 5-card club suit. So we do pass the rule of 14. To remember, to bid a new suit at the 2 level, everyone, you need 10 points or more. Or rule of 14, which we covered a little while ago. And that's 9 points and a 5-card suit. Okay, just remind you of that. Rule of 14. It's one of the few rules I don't break when I play bridge. I stick to it like glue. And South 3 bid with 18. What's that? Well, 2 no trump here would be 15, 16. A jump to 3 no trump, 17 to 19. Fourth highest lead. Well, counting certain tricks, 2, 4, 5, 6. Only takes a second. Looking for the extras. We're doing that. I've done that. And also analysing the lead. Well, it's fourth highest. And never play too quickly at trick 1. So that's another thing, major thing we need to do in bridge is work out which card to play from the dummy. Because sometimes we rush in and play the wrong one. Would you, without looking at east-west cards, it won't help you. In fact, it'll probably be worse for you. Would you play the 4 of diamonds here, second player play low? Or would you rise with the jack of diamonds? Place your bets. Let's see what you're up to. Those watching in replay, hope you've enjoyed this lesson. We all find playing no trumps difficult. 1 no trump, 3 no trumps, they're hard contracts most of the time. So it's good that we're spending some time doing that. Oh, you're doing rather well. Most of you in the chat box are playing the jack, if not all. It's the right card. I wonder if you know the reason why you played the jack there, though. You get 2 marks here. So there's 2 marks available. 1 if you played the jack of diamonds, which nearly all of you did. Second mark if you know why. I love Emma's honesty. She has no idea. Patricia says it might win. That's a good answer, Patricia. Yes. So you're playing the jack of diamonds because West might have been needing from the king and the queen. In which case, you're right, the jack might win. That is the reason. If West has the king and the queen of diamonds, you make an extra trick with the jack. As it happens, covered by the queen. Third player play high, cover an honor with an honor. And do we take the ace of diamonds? Do you win it? Or do you duck? It's very tempting to win it, but we duck for reasons that will become clear hopefully soon. So we duck the diamond. Which one would they return? The 10 or the 6? Or don't you think it matters? Ooh, Melanie's got a picture of a duck. Well done. Yeah, so all lessons are fun, but particularly fun one next week, slam bidding. Yes, top of remaining doubleton, well done. And we duck again, quack, quack. And a third diamond comes back. Don't discard a club, by the way. Yeah? Almost never right to discard from your long suit. You'd be giving a trick away. That heart looks pretty useless. Okay, clearly we need to get on with the clubs now. Which one from the dummy? Really good to practice this morning. Our suit combinations, our finesses. Obviously, ducking an ace. You're pretty good on that, I think. Yes, the 10 or the 9 loses to the jack on this occasion. But you see what the beauty of ducking the diamond. You have severed the communication, my scissors, between east and west. Look, because now they can't return a diamond because you ducked it. So what would they do? They would return a heart. Dummy's weaker suit. Also remember, declare a bid 1 spade. Look, you can bring the bidding up here, look, by clicking on 3 no trump south. I'm doing over here. Which you're not allowed to do face-to-face. You're only allowed to ask the bidding when you play face-to-face bridge before the opening lead. Right, we must rise with the ace. Play another club back. Which one this time? I think, why not the 9? Yeah. Cash the ace of clubs. Felling the king. And we're quids in. Heart can go. Spade can go. Notice East is rather cleverly holding on to their spades, by the way. Yeah, chucking those hearts. Keep the same length as dummy. So if dummy has 3 cards, you should keep 3 cards as well as a defender. It's a very good adage. And also remembering that South bid 1 spade, they get 4 of them. Otherwise, you're going to give away over tricks. Spade can go. And we'll just cash out our winners now. Giving up a spade at the end. Because East cleverly held on to their queen. Nine tricks. But I do make these hands look remarkably easy online. Because I know the hands. And, you know, we're playing them all open. At the table, with hidden cards and live opponents, much more difficult. So, well done. 2 things to do there. 2 takeaways, as people like to say. I always thought a takeaway was something you got from an Indian or Chinese restaurant. But the 2 takeaways here are ducking the ace to the 3rd round and that deep finesse to the 10 of clubs. Well, there's no point playing the Jack of Spades, Richard, because East would have covered with the Queen. Yeah, cover an honour with an honour. I'd have been no better off. We will see the duck. Yes, when I next ask you a question, I'll go and fetch the duck. It's feeling a bit lonely over there. Right, let's have one more hand. Where are we? One hand to finish with. Yes, and for those more experienced, of course, you've got the Monday morning class to dip into as well with the intermediates at 9:30. They're very friendly. Right. Ooh, yes. Whilst I get the duck, what do we open with South? 15 points. Here you go. Slam Duck saying hello. Good morning. So that is Slam Duck, also known as Lucy. It's her other name. Her green wellies, hopefully she won't need them today. So that's Slam Duck. And also this is Ruff the dog. He's known as Ruff. So you can see both of my family pets. I'm not allowed pets in this apartment where I live, but I'm allowed Ruff. There you go. Loves to create a void and dummy, that dog. Okay, so we open one heart. Jill's got to leave. See you next week, Jill. Thanks for your company. Where are we? 2 clubs by North. 10 plus points. What's South's rebid with 15 there? Jill, yes, have a good week. See you next Wednesday. I have seen some beginners or improvers bidding 2 spades there, which I don't like at all. No, 2 no trump, balance hand, 15-16, and partner raises to game. Good. And what's the opening lead from West, do you think? Oh, just by the way, some of you are wondering how we did in the BBO tournament 2 weeks ago. We actually scored 68%, which is one of our higher percentages, 68%, and we were 180th out of 3,000. Yeah, so just so you know, just a couple of statistics from, was it 2 weeks ago? Yeah, the BBO tournament. And by the way, if you haven't seen the BBO tournament, do watch it in replay. It was from Wednesday, the 3rd of June. Yeah. So yes, we got 68% and we were 180th out of 3,000. So we did really well, didn't we? Very instructive. There'll be another one of those in a couple of months' time. But do try and come to the intermediate one as well, which is at the beginning of July. Right, so are we leading the 10 of diamonds? Yes, we are. Top of a sequence. Not a heart, by the way. Remember, the opponents have opened one heart. Some of you fell into my trap. Don't lead the opponent's suit. South opened one heart. Remember, it's top of a run. You need a sequence of 3 headed by an honor. So we got the 10, 9, 8 there. So 10 is preferred to the 6. Would you rise with the king here? Or would you play low, do you think? Without looking at the opponent's cards. What do you think's best? It is more likely that West has led from the king of diamonds, isn't it? From the ace of diamonds, sorry. It's not always second player play low. We do know that. I think with king X in dummy, it's nearly always right to play the king. Because if West has the ace of diamonds, then we're going to make a trick. Yeah, well done. Covered by the ace. And the 2 of diamonds is returned. Do we win with the queen? Or do we duck? Ducking is better. There's no rush. To the 8. Come back another diamond. Again, don't ever discard your gold dust. Those clubs are gold dust. Heart can go here. I'm sure you're all going to play a club now, so I'm going to do it for you. I'm sure you're all going to play the queen. And it wins. Yeah, most of your finesses will win in today's lesson. They'll only win half the time otherwise. So a lot of contracts in reality, will go 1 or 2 down. I was playing in 3 no trumps just a couple of days ago, went 2 down, just the way it goes. Right, what do we do next? We've just taken the winning finesse. Return to hand would be a good idea. To repeat the finesse. To the knave. Now we cash the ace, keeping our fingers crossed that the suit divides 3-3. Anyone know what the odds of the suit dividing 3-3 are? I have told you. Not that you need to really carry those around in your head. What are the odds of a 3-3 division, percentage-wise? Have a wild guess. What are the odds of a 3-3 division? Yeah, it's good to have a bit of guessing. Anthony likes his percentages, I know that. Well, the right answer is, I have to tell you, it's less likely. 4-2 is a lot more likely. So the odds of some good answers coming in here. Some very close. It's actually 36%. So give yourself 1 mark if you said 36% there. And a 4-2 division is 48%. So a fair bit more likely. But we've got the 36% today. As I say, you don't need to carry that around in your head. Diamond can go, spade can go. Yeah, a few, yes. Ellie and a few others got 36. Right, hang on, let's chuck a heart. Another length winner, look. Another heart can go. And we take our spade winners, look. Queen. And the jack. And they can have their last heart. Ellie should buy a lottery ticket today, yes. think there's 2 chances to win now in the lottery. 2 chances to feel less poor, what they should say. Right, so feel more poor, sorry. Right, so we've made 10 tricks. We've finished on a high, 10.29. Let's just go back to the classroom. Key play there, of course, was finessing twice in clubs. Let's just remember 3 things. Really important, yes, ace, queen, 10. Opposite 3 small cards, always right to play to the 10. You won't always win, of course. You'll often lose to the jack or the king. But every time second player has both the king and the jack, which is roughly about 25%, you'll make all 3 tricks. Bridge is about long-term playing with the odds for long-term success. Ace, jack, 9. Opposite 3 small cards, play to the 9 there. Again, a deep finesse of the king, queen, and the 10. And finally, declarer should duck their ace in no trumps, and slam duck says normally duck twice, quack, quack. There you go. It's nice to see slam duck again, actually. Hasn't made an appearance for quite a while. Good. Well, it's 10:30. It's the end of the show.
Oh, well, that was packed full of advice.
Well, as Charles would say, one of our viewers from Monday and Wednesday, I call it the power hour. So it was a lot in there, but a lot of useful information, I thought, Franny.
Yeah, heaps. Some things that you do know, but it's good to have you reconfirm them too. I enjoyed that.
And it's a bit of fun as well. You know, we Slam Duck made a guest appearance. And Ruff the dog. You know, Ruff the dog doesn't make much of an appearance. He's a little bit shy.
That's a beautiful statue. What is that? Is that a?
It's a spaniel.
Yeah, it is a spaniel.
Lovely, isn't it?
Yeah.
Hang on, it's a Springer Spaniel. Yes.
Oh, I do love Springers.
Yeah. If anyone's interested, it's made by the Cotswold Studio Arts. Yeah. And made in the UK. So there you go.
Gorgeous.
Yeah. Franny, it was fun today.
Yes. And next week you did say what it was.
Next week's going to be even more fun, if that's possible, because we're doing slam bidding. We are going to bid up to the dizzy heights of 6 no trumps.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. So that's going to be really good fun. For the more experienced players, it's good to have Angela back. Nice to have you back with us, Angela, by the way, whether that's just live or in the classroom. Lots of thank yous coming down, by the way. I must just say a collective thank you for the thank yous. It is appreciated. And I do look at them all. So it's always nice to have some thanks. Monday, we're doing splinter bids.
Oh, that's a good one.
It's a good one, for sure, but it's a more advanced one, isn't it? So I'd only say the more experienced from this class should dip into that. I would say those who've been only learning for a year or so probably give that one a miss. Because also, if you think about learning a conventional bid, which is what splinter bidding is, Franny, your partner needs to be learning it as well.
Exactly. So will you be doing another beginner's class, do you think? Or?
Yes, so that's coming up at the beginning of October.
Oh, that's not that far away, is it?
Not that far. So we'll be canvassing for new beginners. And also, I will say to those of you in this class who perhaps struggled over the last few months with attending the classes, there's no shame at all in going back to beginners and learning from scratch again.
That's your foundation, isn't it?
It's a foundation. Really, if you missed out on some of the building blocks, then I know some members historically have started the beginners again.
Or they could bring their partners, encourage their partners.
Well, that's the idea. Bashir and I do quite a lot of publicity and promotion, so we try and get the non-bridge players to come and join the fun. Well, good, Franny. Well, thank you. I will remind. Is it 9:30 at night for you?
No, 7:30.
Oh, 7:30. Oh, of course, it's the earlier. We do the earlier stint now. Yes, you're not up all night. So 7:30 at night for you. I will get on. I've got quite a lot of work to do. We're doing a bridge holiday to Cyprus in September.
Okay. So
I'm really excited about.
Is that with Andrew Robson?
With Andrew Robson, yes. Well, as you know, I run the Andrew Robson Bridge Holidays. So I'm busy getting in all their balances and sorting out their excursions for that. So quite a lot of work for me to do, but it's good to keep me off the golf course.
Exactly. All right. Well, I better go and let you get back to your bookwork. It's lovely to see everybody, and I hope everyone has a lovely rest of the day.
Thank you, Franny. Thank you for hosting. We'll see you
Pleasure.
this time next week.
Exactly.